Welcome to Small Town Pulse with Steve and Melissa, where the stories are good, the coffee's strong, and the charm is home brewed.
We bring you the heart of small town living,
One story,
one sip,
and one beat at a time. Welcome to Small Town Pulse with Steve and Melissa. Today we have our Judge Executive, Scott Travis, visiting with us. We're going to be talking a little bit about some of the projects and the fact that we have an election coming up this year and get some insight on that. And hope you can give us some more information on the positive stuff that's going on here in Spencer County.
Absolutely.
Welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here with you guys. Appreciate the invite.
Yeah.
No, thank you for coming. It's one of those things, want to get that information out to everybody, so it's a good thing to have you here. So this year you're running again for judge, and you're running unopposed. So
Okay. Yes, that's correct.
That's cool.
I think that shows the support that you have out there, right?
Well, every day is trying to find the next good thing to do, and I have tried to be calm and collective and limit chaos. And when there's a fire burning, I like to try to put it out. And generally, most people appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
And going in 3 years ago, this is year 4 of my first term, and I hope that would be a philosophy that people would enjoy and grasp onto. I tell you, it gets really old fighting with people, and it never gets old smiling, being happy, trying to do good stuff. So that's the way I've tried to lead the county, and my magistrates have done well also. We don't agree on everything, but when we disagree, we work it out, and we collectively come up with a path. Well, then we all jump on and do what we agreed to do. And I think that's what's missing in Washington, D.C. for sure. The ability to work together for the people and to serve the needs of the community. And I'm honored and happy that the people of Spencer County have saw that the direction that we have taken was one they enjoy. So
Absolutely.
we hope to continue.
We wish you the best of luck on that.
Yeah.
Because, I've always said me and politics don't get along, and looking at what's going on in Washington, it's just let's all get along.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's you can't even touch that
we
topic.
won't touch that. We won't touch that part.
No, let's leave that one off. That's a whole
But I tell you,
4-part series.
it's fun doing stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess the title of Judge Executive, I didn't really understand it till I actually got the position and came to work every day and with that in mind, I have to make judgment calls. Is it the right path to seek out putting these shoulders on the road, or would it be a better path doing something else? Taking your assets, the county's assets that we have that belong to us, and figuring out the best way to get the most out of them, to provide the best service and the most safety, and to create the best way of life we can. And the title Judge Executive means that you have to make judgment calls. And I'm fortunate, I'm happy that we have done a lot of things that I think have been good judgment calls. And the magistrates and I look for those every day, at every meeting, monthly, and make those calls that get us the best bang for a buck, make people's lives most people's lives better. You can't improve everybody, but you got to try.
You'll never make everybody happy, right?
Right. But you need to try your best, and but it's been fun trying to make things better, and that's what I continue to hope to do.
And I think since you were here last time, I don't think you've had any major fires you had to put out, right?
Well, I mean, there's always there's always something going on, but a lot of times you have to put in extra effort to work through this or that, and nothing worth anything really is easy and simple. You have to put the efforts in, put the hours in, put the thought in, do the research. See what hasn't worked for others, and don't do that. See what has worked and try to do that. And but we have done a lot of things. We have accomplished a lot of things, not just this year, but over the last 3 years, we've accomplished a lot of things. And I'm very proud of that, and very fortunate to have been part of it.
Well, what I've noticed a lot is you try to do the preventative before it becomes out of hand. You can't do it with everything. Last time you were here, we talked about the siren gate, with that.
Mm-hmm.
But you jumped on it as quickly as you could to get that fixed. But
In political terms, you jumped on it very quickly.
Well,
Very quickly.
we had to. We
Yeah.
needed to,
Yeah.
because that was a hot fire
Mhm.
that day, that
Mhm.
week. Very hot fire.
Mhm.
But I mean, when things come up and challenges come up, I need to own what belongs to me, and I owned that one. It belonged to folks, I guess, under my watch, and we addressed it, and we got it fixed, and we have batteries as well as electric on all those fire sirens now, or tornado sirens, and that cost us some money, but it hasn't been an issue. There was a problem, we got it fixed, we move on. Problems will find you. You don't have to find problems. They'll find you.
Yeah.
But the quicker you can get them put out and get them put away, then that leaves time to do the other things that are necessary.
And now, one of the biggest projects you were working on has been the pavilion. And I know
Ground is moving.
Yeah, we've seen stuff moving, and then all of a sudden stops because of the weather and things like that. So I know that's a little frustrating here and there.
Yes.
But it's moving, so
Yes.
that's the main thing.
Yeah, and what people can watch for, when it's snowing and it's 0 outside, don't look for a lot of construction to be going on there. But,
Or anywhere.
Or anywhere, that's right. And but we did have a little drag through the fall, getting paperwork and red tape crossed, and we have mostly got across all of that. So now the weather is our biggest hindrance. But look for things to go quickly. Look for more rock to be hauled in. Look for a building to be delivered and laying on the ground. Look for concrete trucks to be there. And I'm hoping now that I'm a little past Valentine's Day with what I just said. Look for at St. Patrick's Day, whatever that is in March. I hope there's a shell of a skeleton of a building
Nice.
taking shape out there. By April Fool's Day, don't be fooled if you look out and see. That sounds like a crock, doesn't it? I don't know how I thought of it. But April Fool's Day, don't be fooled to look out there and see 80 by 150 building being that's fully enclosed with the outside metal, and possibly seeing blacktopping going on. And then once that front building is built, right behind it is a building about the same size that'll be open all the way around, open air pavilion. And then, drum roll, we are looking about putting possibly a splash park behind that, some sort of family activities that can take place on the balance of it. In fact, I know this won't be on the news tonight, but just tonight we are having January 20th, we are having a speaker at our fiscal court meeting to talk about splash parks,
Nice.
splash pads, and some cost. So I think we have enough interest to possibly get to pursuing getting that done. Now, I don't have a problem at all with splash parks. When I was a kid, they didn't have them. We jumped in Plum Creek and
Right.
Salt River, but and I guess you can still do that. But nonetheless, a splash park is open through the warm months, but it'll give our kids something to do in the summer. And I hope we can put it into something that is not just utilized throughout the summer months, but when it gets cold, there's still something to do there on that area. So try to get the most out of every dollar we spend. What I really hope, the contract is still to be done by the time school starts. So I look for our whole facility there. Maybe not the splash park in the rear, but at least the front two buildings are due to be finished. It'll house the farmer's market out front, the front building. I look for August for that to be complete. They have not said they can't get it done by then. We're going to try to hold them to it, and I have faith that they can do that. Granting anything out of somebody's control, that we'll work with that if that time comes. But by the time school starts, I hope to have those buildings done. When they have the trick or treat thing where they used to have it there at Country Mart, this past year they had it at the high school. I hope that we will have our place done, and instead of 5,000 people, we can have 10,000 people come to Taylorsville for that event. What a great event to have so many people in town.
Absolutely.
And then I want to duplicate that every weekend. I know we won't have 10,000 people every weekend, but ideally we could have events every weekend, even throughout the winter months, because this building will have a capacity of probably 500 people. And it'll be heated, and the front building heated and aired. It'll have stage inside. It has a big kitchen in it. It has several facilities. Hopefully it'll be utilized I know it'll be utilized for a farmer's market every Saturday morning is the plan, even through the winter months if they choose.
So that means our farmer's market can get a lot bigger.
Correct,
Yeah.
a lot bigger. And then if it's pouring down rain and nasty, they could be inside. They can be outside when it's good and hot and warm. If they want to set their tents up, hopefully there'll be some porches where they can maybe sit up underneath the porches. I'd like to have a cooler at some point inside where, if you have meat, they could bring meat on Friday night and then hopefully sell out. They could even go through the afternoon if they wanted to go longer and nothing else was scheduled. But it'll be a big benefit for everyone. I want people coming to the lake to pull in with their boat, pull in our parking lot, and load up with stuff out of the farmer's market, load up stuff at a Country Mart. And then I'd really like to have something for them to do. We could talk about this meeting. This is new. I don't think we talked about it last time. But we want people to come to the lake and stay all weekend and not just come and go fishing one day.
Right.
So that's the goal, and that's another project that I have in the works.
Okay.
And this is a nice kind of beacon, right as they're coming into the heart of town, that they're going to be able to see and
Absolutely.
and make them go, what else is here? Hopefully.
Yeah. When they come off the hill coming into Taylorsville, the first thing they see will be the big roof of this big building coming in, and then and it's going to be up near the road. The parking is going to be behind it instead of the typical commercial setup where everybody parks out front. The building is in the back. No, the building and people out front are out by the road. I want it to look busy. I want people to say, dang, there's something big going on. Let's truck in here and see what's happening.
Exactly.
And then they get their wallets out and spend money, and we benefit from it.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, I remember being in front of the fiscal court talking about certain things, and the one thing I said, it's easier to go to somewhere else for 8 minutes drive to 15-minute drives to Taylorsville, that there's nothing to do other than I'm going to pay my bill, I'm going to pay this, I'll hit the restaurant while I'm there, but there's nothing else for you to really do.
Yeah.
It's unless you're going to the lake, unless you're going to the park.
Right.
And, honestly, I won't be shy to say I went to the lake the first year I was here just to check it out, and I haven't been back until this past year, and was out with the park manager and had a great time. I didn't know the lake was as big as it was, and a lot of people aren't aware of that, and it's some great stuff to do there.
Yeah.
So
Well, won't hold that against you. I haven't. I was on the lake maybe 20 some years ago on a boat. I've never owned a boat.
right.
In high school, I've never water skied. I rode on a inner tube or something pulled by a boat.
Yep.
And from high school, but I don't have a boat. I don't go to the lake that often, but we have so much there. If that was my cup of tea,
Right.
I would want to go there because it'd be so close and handy.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But I'd also like, my kids are grown, but when they were younger, something for them to do,
Yep.
to stay busy. But the biggest thing is we need to draw all the folks from Louisville.
Yep.
This is the closest state park lake
Yep.
to Louisville that there is.
Yep.
And everyone will go to some other lake and spend the weekend, and that's what we need here.
Yep.
and I hope to get that here. I mean, while we're on the subject, I've been in discussions with the state parks in October. The director of the state park system, he has since moved on, but there's an interim, and he attended. A couple of ladies that are in the legal with the state parks came, and we discussed the county getting back a lease from the state park. The Fish and Wildlife also has property that's, when you're going towards the dam, the property on the right is Fish and Wildlife, the property on the left is the state parks. Both those tracts, my understanding, can be leased by the county and utilized for something. Ideally, I would like to have a lease with that, have private investment come in, a big, not going to throw out names, but let's say a big campground type company, a hotel chain that want to come in and build something. I know the occupancy rates need to be really high, and the more and more that we make happen here, they will be that high. I mean, look at Shelbyville, how many hotels they have now.
Yeah.
Right.
And why do they have that many hotels? Then there's a need for that. If we have a big convention in our county, we don't have any place for people to stay, but we need to change that.
Yeah.
And but we need to have something to offer to let them come. When the state parks folks was here, they said to me, think of something different that we don't already have. So I had things in my mind. Airbnbs, little cabins, possibly to rent, not like Edgewater, but something smaller for rentals. ATV trails, we don't have many around here. People load up and go to Eastern Kentucky. We can have something like that here. Imagine a trail potentially over the highway between Taylorsville and the lake. Something for everybody to do to stay the weekend. You could ride your ATVs on the road. I would like to have a beach down near the dam. The Corps engineer has a swimming and kayak area. There's no city water in that area. So I've been working with the city, and we have a plan in place. They already had this design from years ago, but they had never implemented. I guess they never saw a need to do it, but we need running water down at the lake, at the dam. Down at the dam, there are facilities there that does not have running water. Even the overlook where the Corps is, they have a line running from the subdivision on that side. There's not city water between the gas station and the dam. And if you're going to come in and build a hotel, or you're going to come in and build Airbnb cabins, you got to have water. So,
and if you're going to have ATV trails, you're going to still have to put a bathroom in
you're
there
gonna
somewhere.
have to have water,
Yeah.
right? That's exactly right. There's already sewer there.
Yeah.
Sewer already comes from Edgewater, comes to the city of Taylorsville. So the next and the easiest asset to run, you have the road, you've got the electricity, you've got sewer, you just need water. And for something to come in, that had to be identified and had to be, well, let's get it done, and that's in the works. So, I mean, my message to the community is, if you know anyone that is a private investor, one of these companies that wants to expand, we're open here in Spencer County. This lake is a draw. Go to the lake. I challenge anybody to go to the lake and just read the license plates. See where they're all from. They're from everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
There's very few there from Spencer County. You go up on a Saturday on a cool morning. Now in the summertime, maybe we have more locals there, but a lot of people come visit our lake from out of town just for a day. Mm-hmm. Imagine how much money they could spend if they were here for the weekend. And I do want to say hats off to the state park. They are doing upgrades. Yes. They're still not done, but they're getting upgrades done at the campground. And when you pull in your camper, you don't just have to throw a cord out the window and plug in. You will be able to hook up a modern camper. They're updating the electricity to where there'll be more amperage for your camper. All that's, I think it's $2 or $3 million of investments.
It was a lot. I know that, and when I spoke to them last, they said something about they should be ready for the opening in March.
Yes.
So
yes.
He'll be on, one of our episodes this season.
Okay.
Like all construction projects.
Yeah.
It ran into some hiccups and ran long and all that good stuff.
That's right. I know they were planning for last fall, and then of course now they're planning for this spring, and sure, I feel pretty good they'll have it ready this spring.
Yeah.
So that will be a big advancement, big up and going. So just hopefully a lot of things are coming together that in the past they all couldn't get on the same page or whatever reason didn't happen, but we're trying to make those things happen.
In my mind, it all kind of really starts with that pavilion.
Yeah, well,
it really does, because that's going to be the thing that catches their eye when they come in. It's going to be the thing that can help us bring some outside events here to
Yes.
Spencer County that we've not been able to have before because we just didn't have anywhere for them to be.
Right.
We'd have
Didn't
to
have
close
the space.
streets and build a stage, and
Yep.
too much of a pain, so they overlook us. And I think this is really going to open us up to be a draw to where
Yep.
we get those out of town guests. Now tourism's just got to find us some more places for people to stay.
Yeah, we do.
We do have a lot of Airbnbs in town.
Uh-huh.
When the campground's back up and running, there's people that
That's
do
a lot
love
of-
to stay
yeah.
at the campground, and it's affordable.
Mhm.
And they're the one thing that people don't know still. Some do, some don't. You can bring your horses there to ride your horses through the park, so that some people do that. But yeah, there's places to stay. We just don't have your normal hotel and things like that.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can get there, because their occupancy is ridiculous.
70% or
It's like
something.
70% full all year long. So every day doesn't have to be 70%, but it has to average to
Average.
70%
Yeah.
full every day.
For the year.
Yeah. So, but hopefully we can get to that spot. I mean, and I think we're doing it right. We're not forcing it down people's throats, and it's something that's slow moving, which people can get adjusted to and see it. Because we do need something like that. Like you said, it's one of those things where if we don't, where do we go? I'd say look at the traffic leaving in the morning. How much is going out of town?
Yes.
Rather than coming in. So, and you're right. A lot of those tags that come into the park and the marina are all out of state, out of county,
Out of county, and out of state.
and out of state.
Yeah.
Yes. So.
I know you guys are going to hate me for this, but we are going to split this one up into two parts. There's a lot of great information coming up from Judge Travis about the celebration that Taylorsville is going to have for America turning 250 years old on Independence Day 2026. We want to make sure we have your full attention so that you don't miss anything, and this one's just getting a little long. So we're going to break here. Join us for part 2 on Thursday of next week.
That's all for today's episode of Small Town Pulse. Thanks for sharing a little bit of your day with us.
We'll be back soon with more voices, more stories, and more of the heart that makes small towns shine.
Until then, keep listening
Keep smiling.
and always keep your finger on the pulse.